Good morning. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And apologies if I'm speaking really loud because the sound, I'm told, is not very good on here. And I didn't want to continue going through if you couldn't hear me. So just bear with me. I thought, as you guys are busy this Friday, I would just do a quick meeting recording, just me in the meeting, and do a reading just for us, just a quick one, because I haven't even had breakfast this morning, but I thought if I do this now, then it's done. So there's a little catch up. I know lots been going on. I feel like there's lots of tension, people being unexpectedly triggered. I had a thing coming up with and seeing this slide, and I don't think it's obviously not you guys, but it made sense that I was seeing possibly the reactions of that fiery Mars energy not being what we expected, being somewhat envious possibly, or reacting in more of a triggering and wounded reaction. And if that shows up at all, which obviously it did, not in a way that, not in a horrible way, but in a way that I was aware of and noticed when I'd seen this post and then saw the reaction. And one of the things I thought was really nice to do, obviously our smudging and do it calling in our not shield but our filter, is the awareness of when it's happening. When like one particular friend of mine, for example, who reacts when she's hurt, if I don't answer the phone, she gets really upset, because she's got bipolar. So in her eyes, if I don't pick up the phone for her, that means I'm not there for her. Even though like it could be like some really random time, like I think the last time I was in France, which was the reason I didn't pick up the phone, or a valid reason. So little things, little fires like that. And one of the things this post had said, and I thought this really kind of resonates and feels like it's relevant, which is why I'm sharing, not just for my part, I think for all of us, is that actually don't take it personally, even though it feels personal at times, that people are in when they're in their traumas, because it's coming up for them and for you to reflect back in a different way. Now, with boundaries, it means that you may, like for me, I met, she said, I know you're hurting at that text because it's not quite so conflicting, but I'm here when you're ready to listen. I may not be there at the time you want me to be, but we all have lives. That doesn't mean I don't care. I left it at that. So I sent love to the situation and I sent it down and cut the cord, because what was happening is that anger got that of everyone else, because I was the one that was there and responding, was then saying like loads of hurtful things that are totally irrelevant. And it reminds me kind of wounded animals. Sometimes if you don't go near a wounded animal like that, you need to slowly, if you go straight there, their fear reactive in that moment, they might lash out. So there's ways to handle it with a kind of distance. And that's what the barrier is. It doesn't mean that you don't care. But at the same time, to be mindful of our own energy around us, our own fields. So I thought I would share that, because I think that experience is happening in different ways and in different things. And it may be with clients, with people unhappy about something, having a bad day, that And it's not that you're, yes, we are a reflection and we bring things to us for us to respond. But I think for the healers, which you guys are, it's about responding with love and responding differently, even in those times. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you let yourself be walked all over. But I do feel like people are kind of disappearing from our remit in some regards, because they're choosing to perhaps see you as the villain in their own story, and it's not personal, it's more about how it's easier to direct that out than to look in. And it takes a lot of courage to do this work, to do this inner self-reflection. And more people will start to do that. I do see that happening when they see that actually not everyone reacts. If you lead by example and set that example to be from love, but firm love sometimes, like the Mother Earthy side, I think that will help. And I think this is important because micro, macro, in the bigger picture, on the wider sort of scene, there's this clashing of this, the hate talk, there's this is my opinion, that is my opinion, that polarity coming together. And to stop that explosion and still use the passion, but direct it through the lens of the heart, without the fires. So the fire can keep us warm, but not burn us. So we want the balance of that. I felt like that's relevant. The other thing I feel about the energy of this month that I think it's important to share with you guys, and I'll probably share it again with our monthly thing at the beginning of the month for December's energy, I feel like there's this energy of needing that peace and that calm. And with what's been happening with me personally, I felt like I've had this happening in a very appropriate time, ready to be there for others. So I feel that's kind of happening for you guys as well. You're taking that time. Emma, you were saying you were going on your to the sound baths. Sandra, I don't know if you're still doing your running or you're doing in the mornings. I've got a nighttime thing I've been doing because I feel that having it still there in a different way is a good practice to go over, to ready for the morning. And they're shorter, more bite-sized. They're not an hour in the morning every day. So then you can break that time down. So they're 20-minute sessions that I'm doing, very simple sessions. So I'm hoping the idea of that is that the Qigong that I'm teaching you is simple enough for you to learn and you to do without me being there. And I did talk about this. I don't want to just be a teacher. I teach you, this is it, I know it all, because I don't. And I hope you know that. I hope that comes across. But for anyone maybe watching this in a year's time in the cache of our members' meetings, which are private, by the way, they're just the only people that get access to those are the members on Patreon. To what was I saying? God, I've totally lost my train of thought. Sorry. Oh, that's it. I was like, what was I saying? Myself, it's like you learning, you referring to not me, but as I reflect my soul me, not me, not that I am me, but the greater, bigger me, external me, or the multidimensional aspects of me, that reflects you and reminds me of your your side. And you may see that as your subconscious. It depends where you are. But I know the ladies that I am referring to in this now moment, and why I'm referring because I feel like there's more people coming into our group. And I want to open that up to the energy. So this is for my current members and those that will view this in the future. What do we need to know in this now moment and subsequent moments, relevance? What can help deal with the daily stresses, the daily interactions of healers at the moment, how we can still hold space for ourselves by doing those little things is what I would suggest for me personally. It's the guidance. But also still be a reflection of love and understanding without judgment, for ourselves as well. So with that kind of intention, on the day that I'm recording it, yesterday was Thanksgiving in the US. So we are deeply loving and in appreciation of all the wisdom that comes through. I feel as though I am a channel to share this, and I'm grateful for that space. I'm grateful for you guys listening and for all of your support. One of the reasons that I'm still sharing with my members that are not current members is they were founding members, and your support has been a blessing, and I still see it as such and will always do. So thank you to our angels, our guides, calling in those aspects of us, our higher aspects of us. I'm going to start with the Gateway by Denise L. Lynn, because I feel we are kind of stepping into a gateway now as we lead up to the sacred time. It, as I mentioned in my social media, on the 23rd to the 29th of November, we have this period of solar magnetic activity, which is high, so the grounding. I feel as though we've been in preparation for that on a physical level, though, the healers, that diet or emotional clearing and trauma has been happening. Things have been coming up. There's been busyness happening. We may have gotten sick because we're clearing that out. I know a few of you, or emotional things have, if you think of it in terms of an emotional trauma happening, members wise, and how we can clear, understand, sit with, and taking that time to handle in readiness for what is to come. So what is to come and what is it we need to be aware. You can't make this stuff up. This come out when I was thinking of 11/11. I think in our 11/11 reading. So, future. Backwards. Embracing the future. I step into the future with an open heart. Once we've cleared those mind things of the mind, the things of the heart, it's like, and I'm being shown cobwebs some of us have over our heart that we're kind of clearing away. Some it's the mind, because we've not let parts of that part of the brain be used. We've not wanted to go there. It's like we're delving into it's like an underground subterranean basement area of our subconscious at the moment, being guided by the heart, and the light of the heart is shining through that. And I'm kind of seeing like a door's been flung open, and you're going down the depths and into the steps, deeper and deeper into the subconscious, for clearing those patterns that have been historically there. It's like I say, like an attic or a basement that's full of stuff that we don't need anymore. It can go, but there might be some treasures in there, some wisdom in there that you find just by looking with an open heart and excitement of, okay, it's another thing to uncover. It's not, and making the process itself, the journey itself, into delving into your subconscious, to clearing these thoughts, to, oh, what's the new diet? What's these new foods that I can eat? This, I'm meaning me here, but I know that, like Sandra, you're completely aware of this. So allowing it to maybe be part of what you can share with your clients. And Emma, like when you're learning this, you're doing this stuff for you, you're learning how it affects you, is something that you can then talk about in your experience and share with others that maybe are at the beginning of their journey. I really do feel as though your gift is to show people there is a different holistic approach to trauma and addiction, and felt that connection for you. But your path is yours. Please don't let me push that on. But knowing what excites you and what you're passionate about, and there's things around you that's putting you in contact with the people that are going to help you help others, but is not the end result, if that makes sense. So stepping into the future with an open heart, I want to kind of stop before I read what Denise says about this card and say to all of you, let's just do that. Let's just see ourselves like the woman with the door, with a little pause. We've got the full moon coming on the 27th, which is a time for release, but also a time of fruition. So there's sort of like an activity happening around you all, around us all, me included. Because this is a message not just for you guys, for me too, to hear or be told. So that precipice of the door is the opportunity. And even if you don't take this opportunity, there will be many. But like everything, and like society at the moment, it's as though we are in this darkened space. And if you flung open the door with the light, bright lights, it seems a bit sometimes too much for us to accept that we are enough and that we are this beautiful being. And sometimes it's blinding, so much so that we can't see it until there's darkness around. So we're seeing all the bright stars, we're seeing people actually show up as their best. And I think that's what you're doing, all of you. And that's part of the open heart. Unfortunately, it also comes with, when we wear our heart on our sleeve, there's this vulnerability about us that some people can be and take that and hold it against us, but not in a negative way. I don't want you to be fearful. I do feel, though, like I said in the beginning, there's a need for protection. I bought this huge two, like obsidian and player's eye. And I have a little practice from the meditation that I'd like to do with you, actually, with regards to this. In fact, so if you have to hand, you don't have to do this now, but I'll go through it. So you can go through this bit. A white and a dark stone. You can paint a black pebble if you haven't got one, but I'm guessing that you guys have probably got white. It doesn't have to be crystals, it can be stones. These happen to be crystals, so I've got selenite and I've got obsidian, or it might even be jet. They doesn't actually say what it is on it. However, so I want you to put, let me recap which is right or left hand for the light stone. I've got a feeling it's the right hand. is so oh, there we go, stone. So light coloured stone in the left hand. So if you put the light, so the other way around, the light colour stone in the left hand and the dark. Now I want you to focus on the dark. And you can put in the comments, you can put in our group, you can put below this video, it will remain private. It's entirely up to you. Put a little symbol for a dark stone and look into the dark stone in that hand. And share your dark thoughts, the dark shadows. Let them go. And as you talk about them, feel the release. This is a safe space. If you feel more comfortable waiting to our meeting, you can do this, and I will go over this if you want to. And I'm just going to allow you a moment. The video will continue, so I'll ask you to pause the video and take a second to do that with the stone. And then you've guessed it. You've guessed it. So welcome back. Don't get too low. Don't worry about your energy being low. And take the white stone that's in the left hand and think about all the light in your life, all the joy, all of the amazing things that are happening right now to balance that yin and yang. And pause again the video and revel in that emotion, the opposite, the contrast of that, holding that as well. And welcome back. So now put the stones back down. And put your hands together in prayer position. The dark and the light are both you, are both there. In a sense of the light and the dark merging. The darkness showing the light where it is in your life. And the light seeping into those dark areas. Knowing that it's okay to let both go. We don't need to always be happy. We don't need to always be sad. There's going to be some polarity. And we want to go to the 0 point, this meeting in the middle point. That ready to go which way, the door, the choice point, if you like. Just spend a moment there. I mean, all is well. It's okay to cry, it's okay to be upset, it's okay to be angry. We let go of our judgment, of our happiness or our sadness. Just still. not attached to either thoughts. And just slowly bring your hands down to your lap. Feeling the balance of the feminine and the masculine, right and left knees. And breathing. And you'll swoop down either side, bilateral crossing over those feminine interwoven. So if you think of the yin and the yang, the dark and the light and the dark, and just shake off. It's a little exercise that I wasn't expecting to do with you. And I will read you now from this point, from letting go of that dark and even releasing our expectations of light, embracing the future. What is expected in life tends to be realized. If you anticipate an amazing, joyous, healthy, prosperous future, this is more likely to occur for you then in your assume the worst, expect the best. Be open to anything. Imagine your life filled with happiness. Your wondrous future is resting. Someone for joy. It's resting on your horizon of your soul, shimmering and bright. The universe wants you to know today is yesterday's future, and in every moment you are creating your future. If you're patiently waiting for the future to bring you joy and contentment, your desired outcome may never arrive. But if you learn to create happiness now, your days will be filled with pleasure and bliss. It's great to have a dream. However, if you don't learn to find satisfaction in the meantime, you may not notice when your dreams come true. The purpose of life is not about manifesting your desires. It's about discovering the inner gifts of the heart and experiencing and sharing joy. Be happy now. Enjoy the journey as much as the destination. Question to ask yourself right now: what is my probable future? If I'm not satisfied with it, what action steps do I need to take? And what is my greatest contribution to the future? And even though I've done one card, it felt quite relevant. I'm going to put this one away. I feel called to pull one from Avalon. Pack. And one from the Dragon pack. But I won't go too in depth. I'm just going to do these two because they feel relevant to you. So, who is the Avalon pack for all of us? For one of us? Which resonates. Oh, actually, right, okay. So I'm going to ask you in an energetical sense. I've never done this before. It's to be right. Focus on this pack at the moment. Whoever is watching, if this card is for you, or this pack, decide now which you're drawn to. That will be the one that's calling. Okay. So for this pack, what is it that's needing to be said? Risk. And for this pack, what is it that's needing to be said? Dusty pink dragon from Andromeda. Prepare all your chakras to embodied higher love, accept and radiate high love, touch others with its flame. Andromeda galaxy is helping us in the galactics at the moment. Risks. Okay. Risks the heart is what I'm hearing. The risk is to do with love and opening up to love. You know, I was seeing an image of cobwebs. That's to do with one of us right now. But let's read what it says. This marker brings excitement to your path. You cannot know the outcome of the action you're being called to take until you do it. In this way, you're required to be blinded in the forest for a time, risking all you know and all you've acquired on your journey for the potential of something better. Perhaps the training you require demands faith in what you cannot experience with your 5 senses, but reliance on the 6th sense. Your intuition can provide you with another type of sight to aid you in your journey. Very important questions can be answered now. Is engaging in a situation worth the risk? Is something that you've been thinking about, is something that you've been thinking about worth the risk? Or does my inner sight tell me to wait until another opportunity comes? Are you risking a decision that you're thinking about right now? Is it the right thing to do, or should you wait until another opportunity is there, until another presents itself? Tune into that, tune into your body. And the quickest way to do this is just to go, when you're standing, go, my name is Teresa Jandaly. And if it goes forward, it's a yes. That's the truth that resonates. That's right for you right now. And even if this is more about your body, is basically your biofields are telling you, no, step back, not the right time. Now, that could be the resistance, but when your body's ready, when your subconscious is saying go, but part of you might be saying no, you'll go forward. So you'll know if it's right for you. If it's not, it'll go forward. That's simple muscle testing. Some people do it muscles, but I think that's the quickest way to know, should I eat this banana? Should I go on this date? If you just listen to your body, your cells, your body that's connected, and all the divine God particles that are within you, is emerging in a situation worth the wait. Opportunity to come. Am I willing to learn a lesson or defeat in surrender to the promise of unknown potential? So it may well be that you might have a time in the forest, is what they're saying, aren't they? But pray for guidance and ask for a sign. If the answer is yes, take the risk. If no, rest, regroup, and wait on the wheel of divine mystery. Another sacred journey marker may reveal the answer. That's that one. we all have a bit of that. Is there anything else that's coming to me? I'm feeling like you're seeing the markers, you're seeing this. You're actually seeing the signs because it's got like a little arrow. It means like maybe to me, I'm thinking because it's arrows like this at the moment, that direction, that direction, that direction. It's which path, which timeline do you want to be on? Which of these paths have you decided in this now moment? Point of power is the moment. We might then go and then you deviate that way. You're always going to put different trains on if you're in uncertainty. It's time to make the decision from the heart and don't worry about whether you make the wrong or the right decision, because if you make the wrong decision, you'll know. And then that will mean you understand which was the right one, and then you can like make choices dependent on that. So let go of fear and just choose from the heart. And the other thing is, as I was saying, these 3 arrows like that remind me of the anchor and the boat, and feeling like one is the ships come in, it's the security, to do with security, and the other is like stoicism, and great stoicism needing to call for strength and will. But you have both. Whatever you choose will be fine. So add that. Okay. So the dragon. Music of the spheres, I'm seeing the energy of pink and rose quartz and love, the dusty pink rose dragon from Andromeda, the Andromeda system, Andromeda beings, preparing you all for your chakras and to embody the higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. So when you are radiating that energy field around you, when you've got that frequency in you, that music of the spheres around you, surrounding you, and there's this, if I hold it up. Sorry, so those were the 2. So the music, and he's what's holding in his hand. Let's see what he's holding in his hand. It says in the book. You radiate that around you, and there's these 4 stars. To me, that's the directions. That's the 4 different, like autumn, winter, summer, and how the process of time links in. But I'm going to read what Pink Dragon says, because I've not pulled this card out before. Let's see what dusty pink. What else is it telling me? Dusty pink 94. All the stars in the constellation of Andromeda embody a beautiful love and acceptance beyond our current understanding. The 7th dimensional dusty pink dragon from Andromeda carry the vibration of transcendent love. If we are ready for their light, they circle round us, and when they pour the special energy into our chakras, our aura is illuminated by generous pink, glorious pink light. This enables us to radiate love and light at many different frequencies and transforms the people we meet without them even being aware of it. And I'm seeing actually I don't know which one you picked, but Sandra, I'm seeing this is something, whether this is one you picked or not, this is something you can use when you work with your clients. You can envision the room being filled with pink, loving energy and calling in that before you have the conversation, before you send the email, when you're working on writing up their assessment, that type of thing. Sorry, that just came. Those dragons also work with crickets who come from the same, I was holding a cricket, which come from the same constellation. Their song carries the codes of higher love from Andromeda, and their mission is to bathe the natural world in this vibration. Receiving this card indicates that you are ready for higher love. The dusty pink dragons from Andromeda are suggesting it is time for you to carry the luminous light of all your spiritual energy centers. Touch your stellar gateway, soul star, casual crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, sacral base, and the earth star chakra in turn, grieving the dusty pink and affirming. So this is actually what one of the Qigong moves, the hook up belly button. So they're doing the hook up by touching these points. And they're saying, affirm, I accept the radiant high love. As you do so, have a sense of these dragons breathing pink into your chakras. You become a flame of inevitable pink love. Be aware you now have the power to touch everyone you meet with the flame of spiritual love. Know that when you work with the dusty pink dragon from Andromeda, you can make a huge difference to the ascension of the planet. So let's just do that for those of you that pick this one. Belly button and hook up and breathing in. Imagine beautiful pink dragons, and I'm seeing Puff the Magic Dragon. If any of you know those kids book, glowing like with joy and love and laughter into these areas, into the belly button, into the third eye. Feeling that beautiful pink, loving energy around you, wrapping around you, of love. You can do this and put a rose quartz here and a rose quartz on the belly if you're laying down at night, and holding that there. Just feel that for a moment. Isn't that a blessing? It makes me want to smile. It's what I'm feeling from that. The crickets, and I feel the need to look up the meaning of cricket. So stay there, guys, because I'm just going to Google spiritual meaning of the cricket, because I feel the symbology of that is relevant. So Alexa, what's the spiritual meaning of a cricket?
In the Chinese zodiac.org. In many cultures, the cricket is a symbol of good luck, prosperity, and spiritual guidance.
But there you go. We meant to hear that, whether it means that to do with luck. So I think that's where we're at. That's what is coming through. And I'm going to leave it at that, so I can hear my munchkin up again. So my quiet time before my breakfast is now done with, even though it's lunchtime here. So love and blessings in your day, ladies. Let me know in the comments your dark and light stones, remember, and or in our group or at our next meeting together. Remember, you've got your video, so housekeeping here, of the timeline, which is probably related to that stone thing. It is another way of doing that. And actually, I would suggest, if you haven't done that already, do the stone thing first, because it'll give you things and show up things that you'll realize how those shadows can be points for evolution for you, which I'm sure you guys already know anyway, but it just reinforces how far you've come, how well you're doing, and that you've got this, you can do this, you can do this. Each day is a blessing. And thank you for your time, and thank you. Be thankful in this moment, and happy Thanksgiving.